Last January, I arrived at the SFO airport after my global investigator trip. After a 10-day adventure in Delhi, seeing the Taj Mahal, meeting our Roshni buddy, and eating lots of naan, I was gratified and ready to come home. For the first 6-hour and then 15-hour flights back to SFO, I watched countless spy movies with Cordelia. When we landed, I was tired and extremely hungry. Even though it was only 10:30 in the morning, I was craving some In-N-Out. So, my mom and I immediately drove to the San Carlos location and chatted about the trip on the way over. We parked in the lot and walked in to get our burgers, then walked back to the car on the way out. As I rounded the passenger side, I was so relieved to be home and in such close proximity to my shower that I was slow to see the shards of glass at my feet. I looked up and saw a hole in our car's window. Chunks of glass fell as I yanked open the door and saw that my backpack, which had been tucked under the seat, had been stolen. During the trip, I had guarded that backpack with my life since it had contained many of my important belongings. I was sad about the loss of my favorite book and my snacks, but most importantly, how my passport and school ID had been inside. At the time, it was such a surreal experience. I had been pushed out of my comfort zone in another country, and the moment I came back home, I was pushed even more. My mom and I had to file a police report, and my mind flashed back to the countless Law and Order episodes I'd watched as I described what had happened to the officer. The legal definition of identity theft pertains more towards fraud and taxes and credit cards, but I still felt like a part of my identity had been stolen. Later, my mom and I drove back to our house, and I was able to shower and regroup. I showed her pictures from the trip, and I was starting to feel a little better when the Castilleja front desk called. Miss Leib explained that an 80-year-old couple had found my backpack near the Starbucks off 101 in Embarcadero. I was amazed by my luck and felt extreme gratitude towards the couple who had returned my backpack. And how lucky for me that the culprits had happened to toss my bag conveniently near the school. Apparently, the couple found the backpack in the parking lot and opened it up to find any identifiers. They saw the name Castilleja on my school ID, drove to the school, and walked all around campus to find the front desk. I immediately drove to school to claim it and was relieved to find that my ID and passport were still in there. The robbers had taken some cash, but otherwise left my stuff untouched. To this day, I cannot believe my luck. This elderly couple didn't need to take time out of their day to do this good deed, but they did. While they didn't ask for anything in return, they left their name and address, and I wrote them a heartfelt thank you note using stationery I had bought on my trip. I explained the emotional roller coaster that led to this event, and how their generosity had an incredible impact on my life. Not only did I receive my tangible valuables back, but I felt safe again and that my identity had been returned. They reminded me of the importance of compassion and empathy in our everyday lives. It is so easy to get caught up in the busyness and routines, but it is so important to make connections with others. I've learned the importance of taking the extra step, whether holding the door open for someone or giving a compliment, because we never know how a simple deed can change someone's life. Thank you.